What's up, everybody? Today we're taking a look at Google Podcasts, and we're doing a little comparison between it and Pocketcasts. Now, Google Podcasts is the recent release from Google to play podcasts. It is a podcast catcher, a podcatcher and player. And I'm doing a little comparison with Pocketcasts because that's what I use on the daily. And over the last week, I've been using Google Podcasts. And I wanted to highlight some of the things that I like and some of the things I don't like about it, and things that I think they need to do to improve it and make it a more serious competitor. So right here we have Google Podcasts on the left, we got Pocket Casts on the right. This is the layout that Pocket Cast shows your podcasts in initially. It's a nice little tiled view over here on Google Podcasts. They just take up the top half of the interface, and then you can swipe between them like that. So right off the bat, one of the things I didn't like about podcasts was they don't support OPML files. So OPML is a file format that you can export from Pocket Casts or other podcatchers and then import that into another podcatcher, and then that's pretty awesome. So to do it in Pocket Casts, you just go to here, and then you go to settings, and then you go to import and export, then you go to save file, export OPML file to your storage, or you can send it to an email. And it would have been awesome if I could just hit send email, get the email to myself over here, and then import that, but you can't do that. So unfortunately, you're stuck searching for them this way. And one of the things I found issues with was it didn't always pick up RSS feeds. Like, I have links to some podcasts that I subscribe to where they give you an RSS link. I couldn't get those to load over here in Google Podcasts, so that was a bummer. So right off the bat, OPML file support not there, and then searching for podcasts, not great either. Being that it is from Google, it is pretty optimized for Android, so it loads quickly, it runs quickly. It's a fairly lightweight program in and of itself. And then I do like that if you scroll down here, it gives you suggestions for new podcasts based on your preferences and what you subscribe to. So I really like that. I thought that was cool. To do something like that over here, you go to Discover, and over here it doesn't really take into account what you're already subscribing to, and that's something Google does really well just in general. They know based on what your preferences are, what you like, they know what to recommend for you, and that's all that machine learning that goes on in the background of Google. So kudos to Google Podcasts for that. If you're looking to find new podcasts, I would definitely recommend Google Podcasts for that. Over here it's just going to give you what's trending, what are the top podcasts based on listening, stuff like that, and then just networks in general, different categories. But again, nothing smart in the way of search based on what you currently subscribe to. So that's kind of a bummer for Pocket Casts, but I do like that feature in Google Podcasts. One of the other things that I don't like in Google Podcasts is you can't schedule downloads or make playlists. I don't use the scheduled downloads so much as I do the playlist, but I know for some people, scheduling downloads is kind of a big one. And so the fact that you can't do that in Google Podcasts is probably going to be a bummer for some people. For me, the bigger one is making playlists. There's no way to, like, if I go to my downloads, if I long press this, nothing happens. If I go to all downloads, they're just there and it plays them in the order that you downloaded them in, I think. So for example, I've got this, I'm currently listening to this podcast. If I want to cue this one up next, I just long press on it and then I do this, and then you can add it to up next or add it to a playlist for later consumption, and then up next, and you can see it kind of peeks in the bottom corner right there. So that's really awesome, like for road trips, for example, or if you're going to do like a long gym session, going for a long hike or something, you just make a playlist here and you set it, and then you don't have to worry about it. Over here, not really sure the order that it plays them in. As far as I can tell, it plays them in the order of podcast. So like once this one ends, it's going to play the next one in that podcast. At least that's how I think it's been working. Like I said, I've used it for about a week, and that's kind of what I've gotten from it. The other thing that I wish it had was a dark theme. This is the dark theme in Pocket Casts with OLED screens. This is super battery friendly. Over here, just bright stark white. There's no way to change that, and it's just bright as all get out. And I wish it had an option to make a dark theme so that you could take advantage of your OLED screen on your Google Pixel XL or your whatever other OLED device you have, and just save battery life by having a dark, black theme. So other than that, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. You can always reach out to me and ask me questions if you're hesitant about trying Google Podcasts. It is free, and like I said, it is banned by Google, so it'll play nice with Android. It's not going to suck your battery life. And the app itself is pretty snappy, and it's really responsive, so I do like that. Pocketcasts I've never really had issues with as far as like it using too much battery or anything like that, so I do like Pocketcasts. I've used it for years, and it is my podcatcher of choice and player of choice for podcasts. So that's just me. Oh, one last thing. I know not a lot of people have vehicles that support Android Auto, but if you do have a vehicle or a head unit that does have Android Auto, Google Podcast doesn't have native support for Android Auto. So what you're going to have to do to get it to work is once you hook up your phone, you have to open Google Podcasts from your phone, hit play on here, and then it will come up in Android Auto. Whereas in Pocket Cast, it's natively supported in Android Auto. So you just go into Android Auto, you can pick, what you want to play next. You can pick a playlist. You can pick what podcast episode you want. You're not gonna be able to do that over here in Google Podcasts. Another thing Google Podcasts doesn't have: no Chromecast support. Pocket Cast has Chromecast support. I'm bewildered. This is a Google product, yet it doesn't have support for Android Auto. Doesn't have Chromecast support. I don't have a Google Home yet, so I don't know what kind of support there is there, but it's just bewildering to me that Google releases products that don't work with its other products right out of the gate. So what are you doing, Google? Come on, man. So anyways, that's a look at Google Podcasts. I really hope Google supports this and it doesn't go the way of Voice or Wave or Allo or Duo or Hangouts or Buzz or GChat or whatever else Google releases and then just throws by the wayside. I really, really hope they continue to support this, improve it, add features to it, because it's a good start. It's not, like I said, it's not bad. If you don't use a podcatcher currently, it's not bad. But once you use something like Pocket Cast, you get spoiled and you get used to all these other features that just aren't available in Google Podcast. And lastly, another thing which surprised it's not supported is sharing. You see we've got a share button here in Pocket Cast. You can share all of your podcasts with one link. You can share episodes of podcasts. I haven't figured out how to do that over here. Like I said, if you long press on an episode, nothing happens. Over here, if you long press on an episode, we got a couple of options. But like I said, we've got that share button, and you can share all of your podcasts all at once. Or if you click on something like this, you get here, you could share that episode, or you can share the entire podcast. Again, not something supported that I've been able to find in Google Podcast. So hopefully, I think that's pretty much everything that I like and I don't like about it. For the time being, I'm going to go back to using Pocket Casts. I will check in from time to time on podcasts. If they make significant strides and improvements in it, I will update y'all, make another updated video. If you have any questions until then, you can always find me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Instagram. So hit me up on those platforms. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to hit the subscribe button. So until next time, take care.